Headlines most affecting Abbotsford this week. The Excelsior 4 appeals process continues. Border guards could be in a strike position soon. A hot dog vendor wants to become an Abbotsford MP. And a former Vancouver Canucks player is now coach for the Abbotsford Canucks. We'll have that coming up in sports. All right, Abbotsford, let's get started. On Friday, Nick Schaefer and Amy Serrano will be appealing their sentence, seeking a conditional discharge instead of jail time, following their convictions for exposing animal cruelty at the Excelsior hog farm. Now, in May of 2023, two people who participated in a 2019 protest at that hog farm filed an application to appeal their break-and-enter convictions. We're talking about Serrano and Schaefer, both of Kelowna, each sentenced in October of 2022 to 30 days in jail and 1 year probation. They were granted bail pending the appeal. Cameras were placed by members of the Meet the Victims group, to which Serrano and Schaefer belonged, and put that up on social media. Now, a third person, Jeff Reiger, had his charges dropped prior to trial. The fourth, Roy Sassano, was acquitted at trial. More than 9,000 members of the Pacific Service Alliance of Canada, PSAC, working for Canada Border Services, have secured a strike mandate, an overwhelming one, which could lead to disruptions to the flow of goods, services, and people at Canadian ports of entry as the busy summer season approaches. Members voted 96% in favor of taking job action. Strike votes were held April the 10th and May the 23rd. Workers have been without a contract for over 2 years, so a strike in June is a possibility. Border service workers work the Port of Vancouver, Abbotsford International Airport, Vancouver International, as well as Blaine, Point Roberts, Sumas, Aldergrove, and the Highway 15 crossing. The deaths of 188 people in provincial and federal correctional facilities were reported to the BC Coroner's Office between January 1st and December 31st of last year. While the annual average over 10 years was 17 deaths, 25 inmates died at BC correctional institutions last year. Half of those deaths were reported at the Pacific Institution in Abbotsford. 1/3 of the deaths of provincial facilities were reported at the Surrey Pretrial Services Centre. Construction of the main tower for the new bridge to replace the old Patello Bridge connecting Surrey and New West is complete. This is the tallest bridge tower in BC. This project started in 2020, but the new bridge, that's not expected to open until the fall of 2025. The next phase of Highway 1 widening through Langley this summer will, according to the province, provide relief for traffic congestion in the valley. HOV and EV lanes will be added along with a new 232nd Street interchange. The project expected to be completed right through to the Vetter Bridge. Black Press reporting that Scully White, who operates Lully's Food Experience out of the Canadian Tire parking lot in Abbotsford, and as well events at the Abbotsford Centre, announced that he is seeking the Conservative nomination for Abbotsford's South Langley for the federal election. The hot dog vendor wanted to try his hand at politics and will become an MP, or wants to be. The new riding actually is going to replace the old Abbotsford riding, which is currently being held by Conservative MP Ed Fast. Back in March, he announced he's going to retire from federal politics after 18 years. Again, the federal election is not expected until next year. Last Saturday, W.J. Mowat Secondary in Abbotsford celebrating its 50th anniversary with an open house. That included guided tours by the students, a barbecue lunch, and, of course, a sock hop dance in the evening, for those of us who are old enough to remember what a sock hop was. Coming up, welcome home, Manny. Sports is next. abbyTV Sports, the Vancouver Canucks general manager Patrick Alvin announcing that Manny Malhotra has been hired as the new coach of the Abbotsford Canucks of the American Hockey League. He replaces Jeremy Cotillion, who was named as the second head coach in team franchise history. That was back in July of 2022. Malhotra spent the past 4 seasons working as an assistant coach for the Maple Leafs after joining Toronto at the start of 2020. Now, before that, the Mississauga native also spent time with the Canucks coaching staff. He was a development coach from 2016 and 17, and then an assistant coach from 2017 to 2020. Langley Trapper fans, you don't want to hear this, but congratulations to the Surrey Eagles. They won the BC Hockey League Fred Page Cup in 6 games over Penticton. So next up, this is where it gets weird, the Rocky Mountain Challenge. These are games against the Alberta teams that merged with the independent BC Hockey League earlier this year. The BCHL no longer qualifies for the RBC Cup as per Hockey Canada rules. A whole lot of epic during the 5th annual Trinity Western University Complete Champion Challenge. The Spartans raising over $90,000 for scholarships for students in need. Now, there's still time to donate because they want to hit their goal of $140,000. Many Spartan student athletes face financial barriers that limit their opportunities for growth both on and off the field. Spartans athletics overall needs about $250,000 to fund need-based scholarships to ensure that no athlete is left behind. Abbotsford Rugby starting their summer touch program next week. It's on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They'll be playing out of Yale Secondary. Go to Abbotsford Rugby social media for more information. Coming up, Cari with the weather. abbyTV weekend weather. So, Cari, can I make some outdoor plans for this first weekend of June?
Hello Abbotsford, I am getting tired of telling you about the rain, as you are probably tired of being in the rain. So there is a 90% chance that starting on Friday night, it's going to rain until next Thursday. The temperatures aren't going to be that much greater, 17 degrees if we're really lucky, and generally just around 15 degrees, so that's not going to be fun at all. Temperatures might also get down to below 10, which isn't great for our gardens. Fingers crossed that we will see some sort of summer, warmer weather sometime in June. Speaking of warmer weather, fun fact, there are no seagulls in the warm weather of Hawaii. Enjoy the rain, everyone, and back to you, Don.
Thanks, Cari, and thank you for watching. If you have a local news story you'd like us to report on, you can always send us a note to news@chilltv.ca. Thanks for watching. Have yourself a great weekend. I'm Don Lehn.